When I subscribe.
Welcome back, Relatable. I'm Samaj.
I'm Justice. Yeah, so Samaj sent me this TikTok. Yeah, there's 3 parts. He just told me what it was kind of about, and I said, okay. I just told him that we had to react to it and talk about it because low-key, like, maybe we'll have a few different, like, a different perspective on this situation. Without further ado, we're gonna get right into the video.
And daddy, my baby daddy, come here with one meal for my child, but I have 3 other kids. We have 1 kid together, but he only want to come and bring one thing to McDonald's. But what about my other kids? How come you can't feed my other kids McDonald's though? Like, that's bogus as hell. Like, you're not finna sit here and make my other kids feel left out, and you're only bringing one child something to eat. Look, there he go, and I bet you he only got one thing in there.
From the sounds of the situation, like, I definitely understand her frustration as a parent. Like, the way she just broke it down, I'll give her that. I understand the frustration. It's like a lack of awareness, and like Kelly was saying, just not understanding that, you know, this can cause some jealousy or dysfunction within that little kid group, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
definitely.
oh, how does he get McDonald's? Like, I definitely understand that. But at the same time, as the parent of all 3 of those kids, he's only parent to one of those kids.
Right.
If you knew that he was bringing some McDonald's or bringing some food for your kid, it's either you say, hey, you know, you could ask, and maybe he's a good guy, and maybe he'll do it. He's not obligated to, but you could ask, hey, can you bring food for all of them? Or you could say, hey, I'll send you, you know, a few dollars, bring food for everybody. Or, okay, can you, instead of getting McDonald's, can you actually just bring, you know, a couple snacks for the kids, and they can share it, right? Those are the 3 options that you have there. He's not obligated to feed your other kids by other men. He has 1 kid with you.
Yeah, and I'm not sure their relationship either. But if it's strictly, you're the mother of my child and I'm taking care of this child, then that's all it is up front. So I'm not sure if they talked about that. So that could also play a role in.
I'm finna expose out of him so people can see how he really is. It ain't more than enough food in that bag for everybody. What's up? Because I'm finna expose you. What? Because that don't look enough for all my kids. That don't look enough for all my kids. What is that? That's just 1 burger? 1 burger, 1 fry?
What he like? What do you mean?
Okay, what about my other kid?
Okay, so that was part 1. We just gonna jump right into part 2.
Okay, so he clearly doesn't. Okay, so they're not on the same wavelength. I'm gonna say that right now.
You know I don't get my food stamps to the 7th.
Lisa, what's that my problem?
But if you're trying to help out though, you're not helping out.
I'm not trying to help. I'm trying to help my son.
But how are you helping your son when you're only getting food for just him and not the other kids, his siblings? Them are his siblings though. He's not finna eat in front of all his other siblings and they're not eating on McDonald's. No, why do I gotta put?
Bring him out to the car.
No.
That's a nice middle ground too. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna. I don't feel like. Again, personally, I would have just brought them some food, but that's not an obligation. These, like, I don't know what it is, but like the expectations of, like, they're just out of pocket. Like, that's just a weird expectation.
Yeah, and okay, now I see their relationship more clearly, and he actually invited the son to remove from that situation, so the kids didn't have to see, so he would not be involved, and he still enjoys his food, and all parties are satisfied. But she wasn't going, so yeah, this is on her now completely.
Yeah, again, I would get food for all the kids, but he's not in the wrong saying, okay, you know what, bring my kid out, I'll take him to McDonald's, or bring my kid out, me and him will have father and son time, or whatever.
That makes sense.
So I think that's a nice middle ground. But she ain't budging.
No, he's not finna eat that at all if you can't bring enough for everybody.
So you telling me that I gotta bring? So when I buy my son food, I gotta bring your kids food too now?
Yes.
You sound dumb.
How is that dumb? You sound dumb. You sound dumb.
Where are they daddies at? Nobody told you to talk to them other. You had them other kids. They're your responsibility. They're not my responsibility.
Okay, but if you're gonna bring one, you need to bring it for all. How do that shit look that I'm letting one child eat McDonald's and all the rest of the kids can't eat no fucking McDonald's? You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
That ain't 3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine.
Yeah.
So it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like maybe they had a relationship either before those kids or they broke up and she had another kid with another dude, or I feel like he's in the middle. He's not at the tail end of those 4 kids. You know what I mean?
He's definitely not.
Yeah.
So I can see where his disconnect is, or he could be at the front end, because if he's like, that was your decision.
Front end or in the middle.
Yeah.
Because he seems like, you know what, he's probably like, okay, you know what, this is simply like, I'm being cordial for my son. I'm gonna take care of my son, do my part as a father for him, and that's it. Right? That he seems, like you said, very disconnected. So obviously, I feel like he was probably a bad breakup.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you know what, I ain't gonna be a deadbeat though. I'm gonna take care of mine. I'm gonna take care of mine.
Definitely.
So that's kind of tough.
Yeah, it's tough, but I think that's realistic, and that's a realistic expectation for him. And like, he called out the other fathers, like, where are they at?
And she
Why
said,
aren't they doing the same thing? She didn't say nothing. She just said, okay.
Like, at what point do you hold those other dudes accountable?
Right.
And if you can't hold them accountable, or you're not going to, or you simply, like I said, you can't, then you hold yourself accountable. He had no, part in making those other kids. And again, this is not about me being, I'm being impartial here. I'm being non-biased, because personally, I would have gotten the other kids. I love kids. Oh yeah, I can, okay, whatever. $10 you, $5, like whatever, like, right? That's me. But it's not logical for you to expect this out of a dude who didn't have these kids with you, and you guys aren't together anymore. But with that being said, we're gonna move into part 3.
McDonald's. You know I get food stamps on the 11th.
3 kids that ain't mine. 3 kids that ain't mine. What do
Yeah,
I look like? I bring-
they're his
I
siblings.
bring him
You
food.
knew what you was getting into when you had a baby with me.
No, the f- I did.
Yes, you did.
You expect me to take care of all the kids? They're not my kids.
Okay, but you still had a baby with me who have kids with other people. I still have other kids.
Why are you recording me? First of all,
Because I'm exposing. Everybody think you such a motherfucking good daddy.
I am a good daddy.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're full of shit in this bullshit. You only come here with one fucking piece of food for one child.
The child that's mine, silly.
He said, "Silly goose." Silly. I haven't heard that in a while.
Call a grown adult silly.
Well, stop playing silly. No, he has a point. Like, that's not what he signed up for. Whether the kids was there before him, even if they was there before him, obviously when you get in a relationship with somebody, you do sign up for that.
You do.
Right? But they're not in a relationship no more, obviously.
Right.
So that's not his
that's out the
responsibility
window
anymore.
now.
It's only his kid that he still has responsibility for.
Right. I think she got confused just because you have a baby with her. That
No.
means you signed up for everything.
Where are the other dads? I don't know if he's a good man or not, but you're keeping the one
Who's
good
trying.
guy dad who's trying. You're trying to push this extra load on him because the lack of, like, it's your fault.
Yeah.
The lack of responsibility that you're taking with those other dads
Definitely.
that had kids with you. He's not allowed, or he's not responsible to shoulder that load, and that's like really unfair.
No, that's dumb that you can't feed the other kids. Don't feed nobody at all then. He can't take that.
Listen what
He
you
can't
said.
eat it.
Maybe if you had 1 or 2, I could maybe. You got it's 3 extra kids. What the? You all like going to my account, spending money on all those kids. Them not my kids.
Them are your kids' siblings, though. Dumb.
So that's what you gonna go with. That's the one you gonna
Those are your fucking kids' siblings.
Okay. So he also brought up the other part. You can't put yourself out of position
Yeah.
when you can't afford to take care of yourself first and foremost.
Yeah.
No, you just can't. No, you need to take care of yourself.
Well, I don't think what 3 other kids, $4 a piece. I don't think $15 is gonna break the bank. But
It's not gonna break the bank, but
expecting that every time.
Yeah, no,
like
it
that's
adds up.
dad. Yeah.
It adds up. Kids
No.
are expensive, Justin.
Expensive.
They
Just
They
eating.
eat.
No.
They eat.
Nigga, I believe me. I know.
So you can't put yourself out of position first and foremost.
Exactly.
It's okay to help, but I wouldn't say put yourself out of position. I think that's what he was saying. He can't break his bank for extra kids are on his.
Exactly. Now again, if he was in that relationship, that would be a whole different story. You signed up for that, like you, to a certain extent, have to.
Yeah, you have to muster that load with your baby mama, or in this case, her.
Exactly.
You do have to figure that out, but otherwise, it's free game, baby.
Free game. I think we're on the same page here. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about this situation. It is just like, it's appalling. I'm sorry. Like, I can go on and on about just like, I'm not dating ever. If me and Anisha, I promise you, somebody, you will not see me date for another 10, 50 years. Cause like, Who do you think you are to expect this?
I think she's just frustrated. I think that's just she's frustrated.
And again, I understand the frustration as I'm not a parent, but I understand the frustration as a parent being like, what are you doing? Like the lack of awareness. Why are you bringing, him food in front of these other kids?
Right, but you don't put that on video.
Yeah, you could take your kid, or you could take our kid and you can take him somewhere, but don't do it in front of my kids. That's not his responsibility to take care of everybody. So I hope they figure that out, and I hope she's holding the other fathers responsible, or at least herself. If they're not there, that's
tough.
Because women always have to, shoulder that load. But
yeah.
you had kids with these dudes, and that's a whole nother topic into getting if women just you have to be careful with who you have sex with, because you're 9 times out of 10 going to be stuck with that baby. So, and yeah, that's it's unfair, but man, don't mess with bums. Don't mess with bums.
That part. Would you take a male birth control pill?
I would. I think all guys should, and again, we'll talk about this probably in another video, but I think all guys should get vasectomies at a younger age. Somebody has to do something to the point where having a kid is like a conscious decision. Yeah. It's not like, oh, we slipped up. Okay, yeah, we'll have a baby. We love each other, right? No, it's like damn near like a test. Like I want a baby. You got to jump through this hoop, to show that you really are wanting a kid.
Yeah, that part.
It's not an accident. People bring life into this world so willy-nilly, and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe. All right, peace.
Subscribe.